Lance Armstrong is now known as one of the most famous athletes to have taken performance-enhancing drugs. However, there was a time when his confession shook the world. Armstrong won the Tour de France 7 times consecutively, which aroused a lot of suspicion. Finally, he admitted to taking various drugs to improve his cycling in a televised interview with Oprah. This week, I shared from 1 John chapter 1, verses 5 through 10. In Ephesus, towards the end of the first century, a movement of belief emerged. This movement claimed that wisdom comes from within, and therefore one does not need saving, but rather one needs to look within themselves. This teaching began to seep into the church, and as a result, people began turning inward and focusing on themselves, causing relational bonds to break. John wants to remind this church that unity comes through Christ. The unity that Christ brings is not based on one's economic status, race, political beliefs, but on his saving work on the cross. As this church began to deny the need for salvation, it broke the bond of unity that held them all together. That's why John says this of chapter 1 in verse 8, "If we claim we don't have any sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. But if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from everything we've done wrong." When we confess our sins, we create a space for God to begin his healing work. It's this healing work that we all share, and it's what we all have in common. So maybe you don't need to go sit on Oprah's couch to confess, but what does it look like when we go to one another with people who are followers of Jesus, who we trust, to go and confess? Maybe, just maybe, this unites us and holds us together. Have a great week and go out and serve the Lord.